Hi guys, it's Granny Tana speaking. Welcome to this FS23 tutorial video. In this video I'll show you how to keep cows in FS23. And let's start with cows are no animals for the beginning. So first you have to earn quite a lot of money to be not only able to afford this barn, but also to be able to afford all the equipment you need for harvesting grass, such as a mower and a baler or a loading wagon and a bale wrapper and so forth. So you need quite a lot of equipment, and to tell you everything about the grass harvest would be too much for this tutorial. Therefore, I only tell you, you need to be able to harvest grass, and you need to be able to buy the cows. So here in Neubrunn, the cow barn is just south of the main farm. And here we go, and now we buy it. Yeah, and as you can see, the text is in German because I can only make this buying the cow barn and first buying cows and so one time, because I worked for weeks to earn enough money to be able to do this, and therefore this video here is a voiceover over my German tutorial. So, and now here you can see we don't only got the cow barn, we got the field beside it. Field number 5 is included in the cow barn. I don't know how it is in Amberstone yet. I will find out when I'm more advanced in Amberstone. And right now I only know it from Neubrunn. We get fields with, as far as I know, every barn that we buy. And this is very nice and very, very useful. Now we can go and buy cows. There's only one type of cows, milk cows, and the cheap ones are 0 months old. They look like adult cows, but they are only small calves. They don't produce milk. And then we have the medium size cow. This is not yet adult, it's just 12 months old, and you don't get the full amount of milk from those either. So only the expensive one, the one for 1,550 bucks, they give milk from the beginning. And therefore I would recommend to buy the more expensive cows. And they reproduce after 10 months, but then you have those little calves that don't produce. And yeah, you can decide how you want to make it, whether you want to have the full barn full of adult cows. That would bring you the most of the milk, and then you would earn the most of the money, or whether you want to start slowly, only have some cows. I will buy 10 cows now for the beginning. And the cows, they eat grass and hay and silage. There is no TMR, so no total mixed ration in the FS23. And the most advanced food is silage. But we will have a look at the food at a later time. So here I just buy 10 of them. And you pay a fee for the transport. And there are vehicle transport, animal transport trailers, but they are rather expensive, and if you want to have cows or sheep, you usually only need them one time or for filling up the whole barn, and then you usually don't sell your cows or sheep anymore. Therefore, the fee for transporting is much cheaper than transporting them yourself. Only if you have pigs, the transporter is a good idea, because you always sell the pigs. Here they are, and you will never see all 45 cows that could go into this barn. There are always less than 45. That's because of the performance. So in the beginning, when you only have 2 cows, you will see 2 cows, and when you have 5 cows, you will see 5 cows. But I don't know whether you can see 10 or 20 maximum in FS23, but somewhere there the maximum of visible cows will be reached, and if you have more, you will never see them, but they will count and they will produce milk. So if you have a full barn and you wonder, where are my 45 cows? I don't see them. This is intentional to keep the game running smooth. Here we are inside the barn. In this alley, you can drive with your tractor and feed the cows and deliver straw. And the cows can roam around outside on their meadow and inside the barn, but not here. This is for us. Yeah, and now we're gonna feed the cows. And yeah, there are, so to say, 2 different kinds of feeding. You can either feed them with bales, and then you can produce silage with the bales, which is the food that gives them the best productivity. Or you can, and I will show you how it is with bales. And then you need a feeding wagon like this to include the bales and then to spread the silage into the barn. The other possibility would be a loading wagon. This is much simpler, but you can't produce loose silage, so you could only produce grass or hay. Now we get the silage out of our bale storage. I already prepared the silage. And if you don't know how to produce silage, I already made a video about silage and earning money with this. And this is silage to feed the cows. And we go into the feeding wagon, or into the tractor with the feeding wagon. And you have to buy this feeding wagon, so that's one of the reasons why you need such a lot of money to have cows. So you have to activate the feeding wagon, and then the bales jump into this wagon by itself. And they are opened and mixed, and then you have loose silage, and that you can bring into the cow barn. And if you produce silage and you have the bales laying around on the field, you could get them with this feeding wagon too. So you don't need to store them in the bale storage. That is only for storage reasons, and you can just go to the field and get them there. So now we drive inside. And if you want to deliver hay with with a loading wagon, this is the same. So you just go there and it unloads automatically. So now they are fed, and then we give them straw. And with the straw, it's similar to the food. You can either use bales, and then you need a special little trailer to spread the straw. That is what we will do. And or you have the straw in a loading wagon, and then you can put it directly into the barn. But you can't store the loose straw or hay or grass, and therefore it's not so easy to handle, because if you have straw from a field in your loading wagon, you can't put it somewhere. You have just to keep it in your loading wagon until you put it into the barn. So now we get straw bales, one straw bale. So here we have to choose. This is the straw. We have 10 of them. We only need one, because the straw spreader only can handle one straw at a time. And this little straw spreader is not so expensive, but it adds up. And here we can see where we can buy all those special trailers. It's in animals, and yeah, you can get the feeding wagon and the straw spreader and two kinds of milk trailers, one small for the tractor and one bigger one for a truck. Yeah, and that is this small straw spreader. It only works for spreading straw in a pig barn or in a cow barn. It collects the straw bale by itself if you come close, and then you can go to the cow barn. And you need the straw mainly for producing manure. So if you don't have straw inside the barn, there is only slurry and no manure will be produced. And it's more comfortable and nicer for the cows if they have straws. And here you can see it doesn't deliver, because it's at the wrong side. And so we will just turn round and coming from the other side here, and now it spreads. And the straw goes to this area where the cows are laying down and having their nap and relaxing. And so it's comfortable for the cows, and you need it for the manure. So now we'll have a look at the menu. Here we can see it. So we fed them silage, which will bring 100% productivity. And you could also feed them hay, but they will have only 80% of productivity, or grass for 40% productivity. And the feeding style is cereal, so they don't eat from everything, they only eat the best one. So if you have some hay in your trough and silage, they will only eat the silage until the silage is finished, and then they will start feeding hay. So you can't mix them together. And when the cows are new, they have the health of 0%. And that takes at least 10 hours to go up to 100%. And only then they will have a productivity of 100% or 80% or whatsoever. And then you can see the amount of milk that is in storage of the barn, and the slurry that is in storage of the barn, and the manure is outside of the barn, and you can see it. It is, you can see it sitting there in the manure box, so to say. Yeah, and you can also see the reproduction percentage, and that is 0 now, and it would take 10 months to reproduce. So now let's have a look at the manure and the slurry. There is the manure box, and you will get a little mountain there, and you can get the manure with a manure spreader and use this for fertilizing your fields. And there is the slurry, and you can go with a slurry tank and use slurry to fertilize the fields, if you so wish. So, now they are taken care of well, and this barn has an automatic water supply, so you don't need to give them water, because it's a real nice building. It has running water, and so for the water it is taken care of. Yeah, and here it after sleeping it has 100% health, so in the next month, and 100% productivity, and we already have more than 1,000 liters of milk, which is not so much, but they had to increase their health first, and they are only 10 animals, and therefore it is not such a lot of milk, but it will be more when they are fully productive the whole day, and when we have the full barn, then it will be more for sure. Yeah, they add some of the silage, and they seem quite happy. And now we can go and sell the milk. This is the smaller milk tank, which can be used with a tractor. And there in front of the barn, there is the place where you can get the milk. So you just drive by, and then you press the X or the check, click on the check mark symbol, you choose the milk, and then you get the milk. And now we can have a look, where are the best prices? And here we are at the milk, and the best price is at the supermarket. Yeah, and when pressing X, you can see the seasonal changes of the prices. So, yeah, the price change from 1920 bucks to 2277 bucks in January, and it has two two heights, so in September the price is rather good, and in January you get the best price. But we will sell the milk anyhow now, because we want to see how it works. And if you want to get more money from your milk, then you could buy the dairy production, and I think it's about 70,000 bucks to buy it. Then you can bring your milk to the dairy and produce cheese and butter and so on and so forth. I think chocolate as well, if you have sugar. And the cheese is more lucrative usually than the butter. But if you produce enough milk to produce both is best. Okay, selling the milk is easy. You just go there and it delivers automatically. We got nearly 3,000 bucks. Yeah, and that's it. Those are the most important things you need to know about cows in FS23. I wish you a lot of fun and success with your cows and a wonderful day. Thank you for watching and all the best. Till next time. Tschüss.